Hello, I'm Nancy Sofin, representing Fallen Church's application for CPA funds to restore the East Village clock. This is a story about both a physical object and the lives of the people it's touched for over a century. Earlier claims that the clock belongs to the citizens of East Lexington or the town are incorrect. Just last week, we learned of Town Council's opinion that the clock belongs to Fallen Church, not the town. I appreciate town meeting members' patience with this evolving understanding. This is my favorite photo of the clock, not only for its beauty, but for the time and place where it was taken, a late afternoon in December, viewed from the Christmas tree lot across Mass Ave from the church. I often work the 3 to 5 p.m. selling shift at the tree lot, and by this time on a cold afternoon, I eagerly watch those hands inch toward 5 o'clock when my relief will arrive. A tower clock is so much more than what's seen from outside. Its working parts are widely dispersed through the steeple tower. On the first level above the church vestibule is a closed room housing the clock's brass timekeeping and winding mechanisms. A cable snakes from that room through the tower up 2 levels to where the clock weights hang from a pulley in a tall chase. Winding the clock lifts the weights the height of the tower, and over the next several days, gravity acting on those weights pulls the cable to power the clock gears. A second cable and an iron rod run straight up from the clock room to the topmost level of the tower, where a hammer is rigged to strike the bell on the hour, and gears and more rods control the hands on the 3 clock faces. Those of us who live, work, attend school, shop, or worship in East Lexington regularly hear the church bell chime the hour. Yet few beyond Fallen's Buildings and Grounds Committee know of the clock's history. Built by the E. Howard Clock Company, it was purchased as a gift to East Lexington by a group of its citizens in 1914, with an agreement that Fallen Church would house the clock, the East Lexington Men's Club would wind it, the town would light it, and the citizens of East Lexington would own and maintain it in perpetuity. This agreement is now obsolete, and Fallen Church has been determined to be the clock's owner. The town did appropriate $25 in 1921 to light the clock. It's not clear at what point the East Lexington Men's Club ceased to exist, but the clock is still wound by volunteers who've climbed the ladder to the clock room for over 5,600 consecutive weeks. For the past 25 years, Fallen member Mart Oyama and his son Mick have taken responsibility for weekly winding. Mart has also cleaned and oiled the gears, patched a broken clock face, upgraded the wiring that lights those faces, and installed a small electric motor to aid in lifting the weights. What the clock hasn't received in at least half a century is professional attention, and it is sorely needed, with the clock stopping with increasing frequency. Our application includes an assessment of the clock's condition from David Graff of Tower Clock Repair and Restoration of Kittery Point, Maine, and Mr. Graff's proposal to clean, repair, and restore the gears, connections, and the glass and cast iron clock faces. Fallen Church requests $9,600 for this work. The CPC has determined that CPA funding is appropriate for this historic preservation project. The clock has a demonstrable public purpose as a landmark in East Lexington and serves no religious purpose. Funding would have only incidental, if any, benefit to the church. Fallen Church's identity is deeply rooted in East Lexington, and as longtime stewards and brand new owners of the East Village clock, we ask for your support to restore this historic treasure to robust working order, and are glad to have had the opportunity to share this story of a clock and its ties to East Lexington civic life. Thank you.